Apple's new iPhone 17 Pro models have a big problem. This year, the Pro phones use aluminum. It's lighter, it can run cooler, but it dents and scratches more easily. I've trusted thin cases for years. This time, that wasn't enough. One 3-foot drop left real damage in spots the case should have protected. So I'm testing 6 rugged armor cases, starting with the UAG Monarch Pro. It might be the most expensive case I've ever bought in my history of iPhones. Is it really worth the insane $80 price tag? Let's find out. Now, out of the box, the Monarch Pro looks like a tool, not a fashion piece. It has UAG's armor style with a clean carbon fiber look. The lines are sharp and strong. In the hand, it feels sturdy but not too heavy. It's also easy to put on and take off, which is rare for a rugged case. The camera ring sits higher than the lenses. 2 small raised lips at the bottom match that height, so when you set the phone down on its back, it doesn't rock. The edge texture is even all the way around. It never feels slippery when I'm scrolling or filming quick clips. Inside, UAG says it uses 5 layers: a rigid polycarbonate plate, metal hardware, a shock-absorbing core, and an impact-resistant rubber surround. The case doesn't flex much, and the corners feel solid. I'm still not sure where the metal hardware is, but the frame feels very firm. Now let's talk about how it handles during the day. At first, it felt a bit bulky. After some time with it, that changed. Compared to the subcase Beetle Mag I used, this one actually feels lighter and more balanced. The contoured edges and anti-slip texture help a lot. I can use it one-handed for longer. The big buttons are easy to press and give a clear, clicky feel. Along the sides, the small honeycomb areas add grip without catching on my pockets. Next, let's check out MagSafe. MagSafe performance is solid. With the case on my iPhone and even testing the case by itself, the lock felt about the same as using a naked iPhone. The subcase Beetle Mag I tested did feel stronger, but that setup is also heavier. Extra weight can help mounts hold steady, so the grip there may feel tighter. Moving on, let's look at the new camera button. UAG leaves the new camera button uncovered, and that choice has its pros and cons. The pro is that there will be fewer accidental presses when you grip the phone. The con is that you will have to press a little harder to activate the camera button because the case walls sit higher around the button. Half press and full press still work, but you need more pressure. For me, that trade-off is worth it. I'd rather avoid random button presses. Now, let's see how this case handles multiple drops. On paper, the Monarch Pro is a tank. UAG claims 25-foot drop protection and says it can survive 26 drops from 4 feet with no phone damage. Let's see how true this second claim is. Now, after what happened to my iPhone 17 Pro Max in Apple's clear case, I didn't want to risk more expensive repairs. So I used a realistic dummy 17 Pro Max instead. The dummy has glass on the front and back, a plastic frame, and similar size and weight. It's not identical, but it's useful to see how a case absorbs impact. I logged 18 total drops with the Monarch Pro on the dummy phone. Before starting, I photographed the dummy's existing scuffs so I could track any new damage. After drops 3 and 4, the dummy's front screen started separating from the body. I'll explain why that likely happened later in the video. After drop 6, the screen came completely loose, but there was still no crack on the glass and no body dents. I saw that there was a weight glued to the back of the glass screen, which likely made the dummy phone more front-heavy and explains why the glass screen was wanting to separate from the body during the drops. I taped the screen back on to keep testing. By drop 11, the tape was tearing and the screen looked ready to separate again. The case, however, still felt tight around the corners and edges. At drop 18, I finally saw new damage on another corner of the dummy phone. I stopped there to save the dummy for future tests and review the results. After removing all the tape, I found no cracks on the screen, no new damage on the body, and no marks around the camera area on the dummy. On the case itself, I noticed a tiny worn spot near the camera button. Everything else looked clean, with no splits, chips, or deep scuffs. If I had started with a brand new dummy phone, I think I might have gotten closer to that 26 drops number. Even so, the Monarch Pro performed well. Based on these drops, I'm confident this case would protect my real iPhone better than a thin clear case, especially around the corners and camera area. Now, there is a major drawback to this case. There is no kickstand. At this price, I expected at least a simple landscape stand for videos or cooking. UAG sells another model with a stand, so it's odd that this one doesn't have it. There is also a separate UAG magnetic ring stand accessory you can buy to stick onto this case, but it really should be integrated together. So, is the UAG Monarch Pro case worth the insane $80 price tag? If you want tough protection for an aluminum iPhone, this case does a lot right. It feels solid, goes on and off easily, and the grip and buttons are great. The raised lip keeps the camera and screen safe on flat surfaces. MagSafe performance is solid and close to a naked iPhone. The subcase Beetle Mag felt stronger, but that setup is heavier, which can make mounts feel more stable. In my 18 drop test with the dummy phone, the case held up well. The dummy screen separated, but the glass didn't crack, and the body and camera area stayed clean. The big miss is the kickstand. At this price, I expected one built in. If hands-free viewing matters, that could be a deal breaker for you. My take is choose the Monarch Pro if you value protection, grip, and day-to-day comfort over extras. If you need a stand or the strongest magnets, look elsewhere. I'll keep testing this case on my real iPhone. If it keeps the edges and corners clean over time, That alone could make the price worth it this year. Now, if you want to see my review of one of the cheapest rugged iPhone 17 Pro Max cases you can buy, check out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.